the country.
Good evening and welcome to the news across the country. My name is Motunrayo Ayegbayo. Osun APC debunked series of allegations against Governor Oyetola. NSA IGP spit fire over attacks on INEC facilities. Metro security forces neutralized notorious bandit commander in Kaduna. Identity of a lady who plunged into Lagos Lagoon revealed. The state APC chairman, Prince Bega Famodu, has debunked the allegation by the state PDP that Governor Oyetola was planning to pay cumulative future salaries amounting to 10 million naira to each of the newly elected local government council chairmen in the state. The reaction is contained in a statement issued by Kola Olabisi, the media advisor to the APC chairman, Prince Bega Famodu. It also described as falsehood the insinuation that Governor Oyetola was trying to divert 2.7 billion naira Shopee allocation to the local government council areas in the state, and that the governor has carted away 90 state-owned SUV jeeps from the state. According to the statement, Osun remains a constitutional work in progress under the supervision of Governor Oyetola till November 26, 2022 midnight for his first term tenure, which is graciously renewable for another term. National Security Advisor NSA retired Major General Babagana Munguno and the Inspector General of Police IGP Usman Alkali have read the riot act against further attacks on the Independent National Electoral Commission INEC facilities across the country. The duo says security agencies have been given directives to deal decisively with individuals or groups working to scuttle the 2023 electoral process. This is as INEC chairman Professor Mahmoud Yakubu said the electoral body has so far tracked 50 incidents of physical attacks during the ongoing political campaigns across 21 states at the Federal Capital Territory, FCT. The duo spoke at the emergency meeting of the Inter-Agency Consultative Committee on Election Security at INEC headquarters. Munguno and Alkali also slammed political actors over violent clashes at political meetings and rallies. The IGP said he has directed commissioners of police to upscale security arrangements around INEC offices and facilities across the country. INEC chairman, while lamenting the escalating attacks on its personnel and facilities, called for decisive and swift response from the security agencies to check the trend. Some yet to be identified assailants have attacked a bullion van in Ufuma, Orumba South local government area of Anambra State. It was gathered that the incident happened as the bullion van was conveying cash to an undisclosed location. The assailants were said to have trailed the bullion van and its security operative to the rural community of Ufuma and opened fire on the truck and security men accompanying it. Eyewitness said there was serious shooting in the area while the incident occurred. Confirming the attack, the state police spokesperson DSP Tochukwu Kenga said the event happened this afternoon, but the armed men were eventually repelled. Kaduna State government says Dogo Maikasuwa, a notorious bandit commander, has met its end after an era of terrorizing citizens and invading security forces. This is contained in a statement issued today in Kaduna by the Commissioner, Ministry of Internal Security and Home Affairs, Samuel Aruwan. It explained that Dogo Maikasuwa, also known as Dogo Mamilion, led a series of attacks and kidnappings of citizens plying the Kaduna-Kachia Road and in communities within Chikun and Kachuru local government areas, describing him as one of the deadliest bandits leading other elements in terrorizing citizens of those general areas. According to the statement, he was always dressed in green military fatigues and wielding an AK-47 rifle, and as such was his appearance during his fatal duel with security forces. Reports indicate that in his final stand, the notorious bandit and a company of his foot soldiers ran into an ambush led by operatives in a forest in Gangri Castle General area. around the Chikun and Kajuru boundaries, and the security forces Saturday faced battle successfully neutralized the bandit leader and recovered 1 AK-47 rifle, 1 magazine, 5 rounds of ammunition, 2 motorcycles, and 1 set of camouflage military fatigues. The statement affirmed that other bandits escaped with gun wounds, while one of them later died from injuries sustained in the fierce battle, and his corpse was carried away by other fleeing elements. Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria today reopened the domestic runway of Muritala Mohammed Airport in Lagos for flight services. It was earlier reported that the runway was closed to enable the installation of navigational facilities. According to reports, FAM had planned to install approach lights, runway lights, threshold and center edge lights, and others on the runway, which until the closure could only operate sunrise services. Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria said after the installation of the new 8, the runway would operate both sunrise and sunset flights, which would further ease the burden of operators. The National President of the Association for Sustainable Development and Communities Integration of Nigeria, Professor Maruf Oyebamiji, has lauded the Osun State chapter of the association for being the best among other chapters. He gave the commendation at the inauguration and induction of registered member of the state chapter held at Local Government Service Commission or State Secretariat on Laide Adegbero, who was at the venue, now reports.
While addressing the gathering, the National President Association of Sustainable Development and Communities Integration of Nigeria, ACCROSS, Professor Morufu Oyebamiji, said community development is a process that requires sensitizing the public about what they need to know. Professor Oyebamiji advised the new executive members of the association to be up and doing while discharging their duties.
So in all the local governments and all the units of the local government, you will be able to come up with a lot of programs of events that will teach and educate all our members of the state.
In their separate remarks, National Vice President of the Association, Dr. Oye Lami, National Secretary, Dr. John Mordecai, and the Coordinating Director of Local Government Commission, Barrister Lekon Babalola, all admonishes the newly sworn-in executive to be more responsible, dedicated, and considerate in piloting the affairs of the association. In his welcome address, the Chairman, Association for Sustainable Development and Communities Integrations of Nigeria, Osun State Chapter, Mr. Peter Babalola, noted that part of his administration's goal is to support and advocate for organized voice for the vulnerable people in the society. Mr. Babalola also commended the organizers of the event for the job well done.
In order to save community development from unethical practice in Nigeria, the National Executive Body is admonished to make the Association for Sustainable Development and Communities Integration of Nigeria a certificate award institute. Once again, I commend the Innovation Planning Committee of this program for a job well done.
Highlight of the event was the induction and inauguration of new members and presentation of certificates to the newly executives. Gifts were thereafter presented to the national executives. For OSBC News, this is Olaide Adegbero.
The lady who jumped into the Lagos Lagoon yesterday has been identified as Adetutu Adedokun as staff of the Department of State Services, DSS. Sources in the office revealed that she was an unarmed combat instructor who stepped into the shoes of her parents who worked with the plainclothes service. Reports has it that just a few months ago, Adetutu, who was in her late 30s, received a letter of commendation from the Director General of DSS as the best unarmed combat operative in her set. It was gathered that the victim's fiancé was also reported to have proposed to her a few weeks ago. She had alighted from her Uber taxi car on the bridge and plunged into the lagoon, while the driver of the taxi claimed she was having a heated conversation with her fiancé before alighting from the car. Shortly after the incident, the LRT, men of Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service, Lagos State Waterways Authority, and officials of the DSS swung into action in search of the victim. The permanent secretary of the Lagos State Emergency Management Agency, Dr. Olufemi Okeosoyitolu, and a fresh confirmation today also said that a search and rescue team is still on the water trying to locate the body. And this is the news across the country, coming to you from Osun State Broadcasting Corporation, Voice of the West, Nigeria. Now, amid news message. The dangers inherent in late-night journeys are enormous. If you must travel, make your trip during the day. A fashion week is a fashion industry event lasting approximately 1 week, where fashion designers, brands, and fashion houses display varieties of their collections on runway fashion shows to buyers. Fashion News today looks at the significance of Fashion Week in the Nigeria's fashion industry. Daniel Ekwere is ready with his findings.
Fashion Week is a fashion industry event lasting approximately 1 week, where fashion designers, brands, or houses display their latest collections in runway fashion shows to buyers and the media. This event influenced the upcoming fashion trends for the current and approaching seasons. The most prominent fashion weeks are held in fashion capitals of the world, which includes New York, London, Milan, and Paris, with exquisite fashion heritage, structured organization, and most of the best fashion designers of the last century. At the Fashion Week, designers hold a series of runway shows in which models display their garments and diverse styles and designs. The most prominent fashion week, which seeks to boost and improve the African and Nigerian fashion industry, is known as the Lagos Fashion Week. The Lagos Fashion Week is an annual multi-day fashion week held in Lagos, Nigeria. The event creates a platform for African designers to showcase their collections to buyers, media, and fashion enthusiasts through the platform activities. It showcases over 60 Nigerian and African fashion designers to a global audience of over 40,000 media and consumers, including retailers. It has helped propel African designers and fashion brands to the international fashion society. The significance of Fashion Week to the development of fashion industries all over the world cannot be overemphasized. The Lagos Fashion Week gives the Nigerian and African fashion industry international recognition by bringing together the media, buyers, designers, and fashion enthusiasts to be able to showcase their collections. It also supports emerging talents and upcoming fashion designers to provide them with an enabling platform to grow and develop. The Lagos Fashion Week also promotes the tourism and hospitality industry, as many participants come from all over the world, and as a result contributes to boosting the nation economy. Fashion Week also serves as an avenue for brands to connect to their audiences and stay close to them while understanding the audience in order to plan future events for their brands. OSBC Fashion News sought the opinion of Victor Faison, who viewed that fashion weeks are important because it provides an avenue for designers to showcase their designs.
So speaking of Nigerian Fashion Week, now first of all say that there's no way that there will be fashion without trends. So I've said that basically Fashion Week is very much essential in the sense that it provides avenue for designers to showcase their designs. So it's this various design that definitely what influence the upcoming trends in the Nigerian fashion industry.
Also speaking, Yinka Adigbeson, a fashion designer, said Fashion Week helped to showcase creativity and brand.
Fashion Week is all about showcasing your creativity on fashion and to communicate with fashion. And it's a place where fashion designers showcase brands and display their latest collection in runway fashion show to buyers and the media.
In an interview with Precious Adilegon, she was of the view that Fashion Week helps to influence upcoming fashion trends.
In my own opinion, I feel like the significance of the Fashion Week to the Nigerian fashion industry, it helps to influence the upcoming fashion trends. There are certain fashion trends that are yet to be known fully and all of that. So with the help of the Fashion Week, we'll get to know the upcoming fashion trends that we'll be expecting in the upcoming season or the current season that we are in.
In conclusion, the Fashion Week is a viable platform for economic growth and development in most countries. It serves as a major avenue for fashion designers, enthusiasts, critics and consumers to meet and interact amongst themselves for the development and enhancement of their businesses. Daniel Ekwere for OSBC Fashion News.
A social cultural organization known as the Global Concerned Citizens (ICC) has charged sons and daughters of the ancient time at home and in the diaspora to rekindle the communal spirit as the grand finale that is Ilobu Day holds tomorrow at St. Paul's Grammar School Sports Ground. Released by the chairman Alhaji Ademola Oladoshu and his scribe Professor Aderemi Ajala rejoices with Olobu of Ilobu land, Oba Ashiru Olatoyelaniyo II, Olobu in Council, the National Executive Committee of Ilobu Development Union, under its president, Pastor Olufemi Salako, and the entire people of Ilobu on the occasion of 22 Ilobu Day. The statement, which calls for generous donations towards the ongoing developmental project at the time, equally admonishes all concerned, including well-wishers, to celebrate the event moderately and observe safety measures on the